Can I put this out here though? I get where we're going with this, right?
I'm with you.
The question still is, yes, you can draft a Hall of Fame O lineman that a guy that potentially becomes that. But in the situation we're in, where we're trying to piece this together so we can finally evaluate our guy at QB, is that really what you want to do? Because it's not as if that kid's gonna, you can't guarantee that kid's gonna come in and be that Hall of Fame O lineman. It's gonna take time. So while he's developing, I'm predicating my QB success on his protection. Does that make sense?
My point is not that you're trying to get convinced about Justin Fields. My point is that you have bigger needs right now than the quarterback position. Right? Like everybody's like, oh, you got to get the quarterback position right. How about we get the team right? I have a defense that the linchpin of the defense doesn't exist on this team yet. Listen, if I send Caleb Williams out there, I instead of using a pick on Justin or on something else to help the offensive line or the offense in a whole, I send Caleb Williams out there in the same circumstances Justin Fields is in right now.
Right.
No.
It's like Pat Mahomes. Like
it's not.
Listen.
Yes, it is.
No, not only did he sit out a year, but he had one of the best O-lines at that time. That was a 13-3 team that he went to. So the whole point, like Pat's point, is that if you create the home, create the structure, create everything for
the environment,
for the quarterback, doesn't matter who, you can thrive if they give the guy some time. We have seen Tua is a prime example of that, right? They bought into him.
Dak Prescott.
He's always had a good line. He's been mid for the whole time. But he got a good line and made him a good player that got him a big contract.
Yeah,
but I'm with you all. But you know what? You like Dak Prescott is one of them, right? But Dak Prescott has always had more promise to be a good to great QB.
No, he was a 4th-round pick.
Dak Prescott was a 4th-round pick.
Then who? Who are you comparing him to?
Zero expectations.
What I'm Tony Romo, if Tony Romo doesn't get hurt, he probably just retired maybe a year ago because he'd still be playing there.
Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm trying to understand what you're saying, P. You said more promise than who, though?
Once they put Dak in, they rode with Dak, and Dak gave you enough to kind of like feed off of, right? He gave you enough promise to sit there and say, okay, we can work and roll with this guy. Like I remember that season. What I'm saying is like
because Tony kept dying.
Because Tony kept, so that's fair. The argument isn't should we get an O lineman? I'm all there. I'm there for that, right? But when you make the statement, there's no other position more important. There's more other positions more important. I'm like, not if you still have questions, because that's the one position where you shouldn't be on the fence. You can't be on the fence with the guy that has the ball in his hand most of the time. Like you can't be on the fence about that. So if you're on the fence about that, and you have the opportunity to have potentially like we don't know if these kids gonna work out. You miss on like half the first round pick.
Yeah.
Like, but like if you have that opportunity,
there's been what 12? How many rounds in now? There's 6 rounds, right? Seven rounds. There's 4 out of 14 picks. Actually, Ryan Pace is doing pretty good. Out of 14 picks, Ryan Pace has 6 starters. I'm sorry, not Ryan Pace, Ryan Poles.
And if you go QB draft in the first round, you miss half of those are busts. Like, so I'm not sitting there saying that that's there, but you got to look at it like you're looking at it from the aerial view, not if Justin can be 6 years down the line. We're talking about year 4. What am I doing to make sure that he has the best opportunity for me to say, yeah, I'm going to extend this guy in year 5. But that's a very important contract because there's hundreds of millions of dollars tied to it.
But it doesn't mean
I can go get a younger kid and I don't have to worry about that, and then I can share everything else. Like that means you're saying that he's worth. That means you think that he's going to get a Pat Mahomes type of contract. He's not going to get that contract based on whatever his productivity is. So the whole point is that we want someone. You said Pace,
huh?
I'm listening to you, dog. I said,
I mean, but I'm happy when I said Pace. Yeah, I meant polls.
But the point is that at the end of the day, if you don't give him the right scheme for him to thrive, if you don't give him the line to protect him, it's not going to work. He's okay. I'll give you this. I don't think he's done enough to where he's not done enough that he can overcome the adversity of this team. But I don't think a lot of quarterbacks really can. And the problem is the microscope is on Chicago because the national media actually believe in Fields, which is why he's getting so much press right now. And it was like, they've never talked about Chicago like this. But to your point about but the other point is why Dak is thriving is because they've had one of the best offensive lines. So he's been a mid quarterback with one of the great lines. Jalen Hurts has a great line, and they got a good scheme, and they support him.
Hurts has a great line, and he looked mid to me. I'm sorry. I'm back on the Jalen Hurts' mid train. I'm sorry. He looked.
I mean, what about Brock Purdy too?
For the team.
But what about Brock Purdy as well, though? Like
we feel like Jalen Hurts should be doing more.
Yes,
that's all right. We feel like Jalen Hurts should be doing more. But here's the thing: Jalen Hurts wasn't good until you gave Jalen Hurts the pieces. And this isn't a Justin Fields argument. This is a team argument.
This is
right.
Receiver.
When you took away a major piece from Brock Purdy, like everything else is the same. Offensive line was the same. You lost CMC maybe in there for a week, but for the most part, right, your receiving crew was the same. Your play caller was the same.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, the offense couldn't score, and they lost 3 games in a row. You gave Deebo Samuel back to him. And they just beat who we thought.
Now they're dynamic again.
The NFL,
they're dynamic.
49-23.
No, they had other injuries,
it's still a team game. Everybody.
But what I'm saying is, when you give these guys the pieces, I don't care if it's Justin, Caleb, Penix, whoever it is, Jaden Daniels, Bo Nix, P. Kid, whoever you want to throw out there behind the quarterback position. He's definitely not going to make it.
I don't understand why.
Not like that.
You got to work on that throwing motion, buddy.
Whoever you want to throw out there behind the quarterback position, right? Like, to me, when you see those quarterbacks thrive, we all look at the same thing. Tua thrives when Tyreek Hill shows up and Mike McDaniel shows up to give him a play caller, or to be his play caller. Josh, why can't I think? What's old boy in Detroit?
Oh, Jared Goff.
Jared Goff thrives when he gets Amon-Ra St. Brown and Ben Johnson, who basically goes, y'all know he actually can throw the football. You know what I mean? Like he
just only been to a Super Bowl. Like,
and an offensive line that can keep him upright, right? Like, you see these guys thrive. We see quarterbacks thrive every single season with the same conditions, and only with the Chicago Bears do we go, he shouldn't need that. Lamar Jackson can pass. When somebody decided to give him an offensive line and a number 1 wide receiver, that's a crazy novelty thought.
Stevie dog.
Like, we see every single successful QB get the exact same situation. Are there a couple of outliers? Sure. Deshaun Watson's an outlier. He was a freak of nature. We should have drafted him. We should have took. He's the outlier.
Every QB they've had is outlier so far, right?
I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty impressive how they find him. I'm not gonna lie to you. Hey, listen, but look, kid, you got to make up for it at a certain point. You got freaking David Carr sacked 79 times in 17 games. You know what I mean? Like, you got to make up for it a little bit. But
I think too.
9 times.
The thing, bro, he got sacked a lot, bro.
David Carr was one of the most sacked dudes. It changed that dude. He was changed.
It was like 74.
Fam.
He's the most sacked quarterback.
Fam, here's the thing.
Time, yeah.
He's training a lot of the guys that are now successful.
Yeah.
But the problem with
he
them
literally took Joe Burrow from being a 16-7 quarterback or whatever it was to 50 touchdowns.
Yeah. But what happened? The Texans, they thought they got the left tackle in oh my God, he came from Tony Baselli. They got Tony Baselli, and they had drafted David Carr. Yeah, David Carr, number 1. So, but Baselli never stayed healthy. They could never get the left tackle right, and that dude, they could never build the line all the way. So the whole point is, like, again, if you don't have the line, now imagine if the line was there to protect David Carr, his whole career would be different. We need that center really bad, and we need that left tackle.
Jesus Christ.
Here go David Carr numbers. Rookie year, he got sacked 76 times.
I'd have quit.
His second year, he got sacked 15. Third year, he got sacked 49 times. Fourth year, he got sacked 68 times. His fifth year in the league, he got sacked 41 times. And then after that, he basically was the backup.
Yeah, I'm head out.
Look up Cutler's sack numbers, because he got killed. Was it the first or the second year that he was here?
First year, he got sacked like 50 sometimes.
What year did he get killed?
How many times?
Jay Cutler with the Bear got sacked.
You look at the year, like
first year 35, second year 52.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
That second year, because John Tate retired. Again, when you don't stock up on the line, John Tate was like, what, 31, 32, and was like, I quit, I'm done. And they had no backup plan. You need linemen.
We had Gabe Karimi, baby.
Ooh,
No.
Chris Williams. All them.
Did he get hurt?
God.
Now, here's
the
a funny
problem.
thing, though.
It's not that. It's just that we
Gabe
lost
Karimi-
Colombo. We weren't able to get Chris
when
Williams.
we drafted Gabe Karimi, and I saw his legs was this big. I said, we
Yeah,
might
that's
be
a
in
done
Out of
trouble.
deal.
Wisconsin.
We might be
Yeah.
in trouble, boys. I don't know if y'all know this or not. We might be in trouble.
Hey,
But the
I will
problem
say
is
this,
that
though.
Colombo didn't work out, and then Chris Williams didn't work
Chris
out.
Williams
and then
didn't
you
work
traded
out, yeah.
Gabe Karimi. You know, it's like if you
I was high
can't
on Chris
miss
Williams, too.
on those picks.
I will say this: at the end of the day, there is a lot to fix here. There's a lot. There's a lot of fingers to point, a lot of blame to go around. Just as you can come up with an
Andrew Luck.
argument of how much we need a better OC.
He did
and,
smartly retire.
You could be a Justin Fields fan. We can point to some example of Joe Burrow not having a line and still overcoming bad situations as well. Like,
And he's had season-ending injuries twice.
Yeah.
hey, listen, but
His career might be going down the drain soon.
his career is definitely going down the drain. I mean, they spent money in that line. It's still not good. But I mean, he still.
Can he play 100%? He still might not have
Andrew Luck didn't have a line, was still dominating. Like,
yeah. Those are guys that can like transcend some of the adversity of a team, but they're the outliers. It's not a lot of them.
And here's the thing: those aren't the guys you talk about long term.
Well, my position with Fields is this: I'm rocking with him until it gets to a point like he's good enough for us to do what we have to do with this team.